March 5th, 1836, 10 p.m. The Alamo Mission, San Antonio de Bear, Texas. Inside the crumbling stone walls, 200 men prepare to die. They know what's coming. They've known for 12 days. Outside, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna has surrounded them with 1,800 professional soldiers and artillery. He's given them a choice: surrender or death. No quarter, no prisoners. The Texans chose death. Colonel William Barrett Travis stands on the wall, looking at the Mexican campfires that ring the fortress like stars. He's 26 years old. He knows he'll never see 27. Next to him, Davy Crockett, the legendary frontiersman, checks his rifle. He's already a myth in his own time. In 12 hours, he'll be a martyr. Down in the chapel, Jim Bowie lies on a cot, dying of typhoid fever. He's too weak to stand, but he's loaded his pistols. He'll die fighting from his bed. Santa Anna watches the Alamo from his command tent. He's the president of Mexico, a general who considers himself the Napoleon of the West. He has every advantage: numbers, artillery, supply lines, professional soldiers. The defenders are farmers, adventurers, and dreamers. They have old rifles, crumbling walls, and courage. Courage isn't enough. Santa Anna has given orders. At dawn, all 4 columns attack simultaneously: north, south, east, and west. Overwhelm them. Kill them all. Plant the Mexican flag on the chapel. Make an example that will terrify every rebel in Texas. He goes to sleep confident. By tomorrow evening, the Alamo will be a tomb. But at 2 a.m., something impossible happens. The air inside the Alamo courtyard begins to shimmer like heat waves on desert sand. A low humming sound builds, rattling the stones. The Texan sentries grab their rifles, thinking it's a Mexican trick. Then reality tears open. A vertical slash of blinding white light splits the darkness. Through it steps something from a future that doesn't exist yet. 50 men in desert camouflage tactical gear. They move in perfect silence, weapons raised, scanning for threats. Night vision goggles give them glowing green eyes in the darkness. They look like demons. Lieutenant Commander Jake Reaper Morrison is first through the portal. His AN/PVS 31 night vision goggles turn the dark courtyard into green daylight. He sees men in period clothing staring at him in shock, some raising old flintlock rifles. He raises his hand, palm out, universal sign for stop. His team flows through behind him, taking up positions without a word. 30 seconds later, all 50 SEALs are through. The portal snaps shut with a sound like a thunderclap. The Texans are frozen. Colonel Travis comes running down from the wall, sword drawn. He's seeing men in strange clothing with weapons he doesn't recognize. His first thought: saboteurs, Mexican infiltrators. He shouts, "Identify yourselves or we open fire." Reaper pulls off his helmet, shows his face. He speaks clearly. "United States Navy, we're Americans. We're here to help." Travis stares. The United States Navy? Here? How? Reaper doesn't have time to explain temporal mechanics. He doesn't understand them himself. "Sir, I know this looks impossible, but we don't have time for questions. You're under siege. 1,800 Mexican soldiers are going to attack at dawn. That's 4 hours from now. We need to use those 4 hours to prepare. Are you in command?" Travis nods slowly. "I am. Colonel William Travis, Texas Republic Army." Reaper extends his hand. "Lieutenant Commander Morrison, SEAL Team 3. Sir, we need to talk tactics. Let's compare what just changed." The Alamo defenders have courage, but their weapons are primitive. Most carry smoothbore muskets, accurate to maybe 50 meters. Loading time, 30 seconds per shot. A skilled shooter might fire 3 rounds per minute. Their best weapons are Kentucky long rifles, accurate to 200 meters, but even slower to load. They have no night vision, no communication beyond shouting, no explosives beyond black powder kegs. Their walls are crumbling adobe and stone, already damaged by 12 days of bombardment. They're low on ammunition, food, and water. They're exhausted. Most haven't slept in days, but they refuse to surrender. That courage is about to meet capability. The Navy SEAL is the most elite special operations soldier in human history. Each man has survived training that has a 70% failure rate. They specialize in direct action, special reconnaissance, and counterterrorism. Their primary weapon is the Mk-18 carbine, a short-barreled variant of the M4 that fires 5.56 NATO rounds. Effective range, 300 meters. Rate of fire, 750 rounds per minute. Each SEAL carries 210 rounds, plus sidearms. But that's not their real advantage. Their advantage is technology and tactics. ANPVS-31 night vision goggles let them see in total darkness. Suppressors make their weapons nearly silent. Infrared lasers, invisible to the naked eye, let them aim without using sights. They have frag grenades, flashbangs, breaching charges, and blocks of C4 explosive. Most importantly, they have training. Each SEAL has completed hundreds of hours of close quarters battle drills. They can clear rooms, scale walls, and coordinate fire in their sleep. Reaper gathers his team chiefs and Colonel Travis in the chapel. Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie join them. Bowie is carried in on his cot by 2 men. He's burning with fever, but his eyes are sharp. Reaper spreads a map on the floor. It's a satellite image of the Alamo that he had in his mission packet. The Texans stare at it. They've never seen an aerial view of anything. Reaper points. Gentlemen, at dawn, Santa Ana will attack from all 4 directions simultaneously. His goal is to overwhelm you with numbers and plant his flag on this chapel. Your walls are already damaged. You can't hold against a determined assault with muskets. But you don't need to hold the walls. You need to break their will to attack. Travis leans forward. How do we do that? Reaper smiles. We hit them first. Before dawn. We take away their initiative. The plan is simple and brutal. Divide the SEALs into 5 teams. Teams 1 through 4 infiltrate the Mexican positions on all 4 sides. They eliminate sentries silently with suppressed weapons. They sabotage artillery. They cause chaos and confusion. Team 5, under Reaper's direct command, stays inside the Alamo to coordinate and provide overwatch from the walls. The Texans stay in defensive positions inside. If the Mexicans do attack at dawn, the SEALs will have already cut their numbers and disrupted their command structure. Travis listens to the plan. He's a lawyer turned soldier. He understands tactics. This is brilliant. But he has one question. Commander, your weapons, they're unlike anything I've seen. Will they work? Reaper ejects a magazine from his Mk-18, shows Travis the brass cartridges. Modern ammunition, smokeless powder. They'll work. Travis makes his decision. We're in your hands, Commander. Tell us what you need. At 3 a.m., the 4 SEAL teams slip over the Alamo walls like ghosts. They use climbing rope and carabiners to descend silently. The Mexican army is camped in a loose perimeter around the fortress, roughly 400 men on each side. Most are sleeping. Sentries walk patrols, but they're tired and cold. It's been 12 days of siege warfare. Nothing has happened. They're bored. Bored sentries die first. Team 1 moves through the north camp. They work in pairs. One SEAL uses his night vision to spot a sentry. His partner moves within 10 meters, aims using his infrared laser, and fires a single, suppressed shot. The suppressed MK-18 makes a sound like a hard cough. The sentry drops without a sound. The other Mexican soldiers sleep on, unaware. In 30 minutes, Team 1 eliminates 16 sentries and reaches the Mexican artillery position. 6 cannons, 12-pounders, aimed at the Alamo's north wall. The gun crews are sleeping near their pieces. The SEAL team leader, Chief Petty Officer Tom "Hammer" Rodriguez, signals his demo expert. The demo man moves between the cannons, placing small C4 charges in the touch holes where the fuses go. He's not using enough explosive to destroy the cannons, just enough to disable them and create confusion. He sets the timers for 5 a.m., 1 hour after sunrise, when the Mexican attack would begin. The SEALs slip away, leaving no trace. The Mexicans will wake up to find their guns sabotaged and their sentries dead. Chaos. Team 2 on the south side takes a different approach. Their target is the Mexican command tent where the senior officers sleep. They can't kill Santa Anna. That would change too much history. But they can make him afraid. The team infiltrates to within 50 meters of the tent. Then they do something psychological. They leave calling cards, modern items that shouldn't exist. Empty MRE packages, a glow stick, a digital watch with a cracked screen. Things that will terrify and confuse 19th century soldiers. Then they eliminate the guards around the tent and vanish. When Santa Anna wakes, he'll find his guards dead and objects from the future scattered around his quarters. The message is clear. We can reach you anytime. Team 3 on the east side finds something unexpected. A group of Mexican soldiers preparing scaling ladders for the dawn assault. 50 men working by torchlight, tying together long poles and crosspieces. This is dangerous. If these ladders reach the walls, the Texans won't be able to hold. The SEAL team leader makes a decision. This threat needs to be eliminated completely. He calls for fire support. Reaper, this is 3. We have 50 enemy assembling siege equipment. Request authorization for explosives. Reaper's voice comes back through the radio. Authorized. Make it loud. The demo expert sets a large charge of C4 under the stack of ladders. Timer set for 5 a.m. When it blows, it will take out the ladders, the work crew, and the morale of every Mexican soldier who sees it. Team 4 on the west side faces the biggest challenge. This is where Santa Anna has positioned his elite troops, the zapadores, the combat engineers, and assault specialists. These are the best soldiers in the Mexican army. They're also awake, conducting pre-dawn inspections. The SEALs can't just walk through them. They need a different tactic. The team leader decides on a sniper approach. They set up in an abandoned building 200 meters from the zapadores camp. 2 SEALs with MK-11 sniper rifles equipped with suppressors and night vision scopes. At 4 a.m., they begin taking precision shots, targeting officers and sergeants, the leaders. A shot rings out. Pff! A Mexican lieutenant drops. Confusion. Soldiers look around. They didn't hear a gunshot. They don't know where it came from. Another shot. Another leader down. Panic begins to spread. Inside the Alamo, Reaper coordinates all 4 teams from the wall. He has a tactical radio with an encrypted frequency that the Mexicans can't intercept. He's getting real-time updates from all teams. North team reports 16 enemy down, artillery sabotaged. South team reports psychological operation complete, Command area compromised. East team reports demolitions in place. West team reports leadership targets eliminated. He checks his watch. 4:30 a.m. 90 minutes until the scheduled Mexican assault. The trap is set. Now they wait. The Texans watch the SEALs work with awe. Colonel Travis stands next to Reaper. He whispers, "Commander, your men move like they can see in the dark." Reaper taps his night vision goggles. "We can, sir. Technology." 5 a.m. arrives. Dawn breaks over San Antonio. In the Mexican camps, bugles begin to blow. Wake-up call. Time to prepare for the assault. Soldiers roll out of their blankets, grabbing muskets and equipment. Officers shout orders. Santa Anna emerges from his tent and immediately sees the calling cards left by Team 2. He picks up the glow stick. It's still faintly glowing green. He has no idea what it is. His aide points to the dead guards. "General, they were killed in the night. No wounds, no sound. Someone was here." Santa Anna's face goes pale. Sorcery. The Texans have help from forces we don't understand. Then the explosives detonate. Boom! The artillery charges on the north side blow simultaneously. 6 cannons disabled in spectacular fashion. Fire and smoke pour into the sky. Soldiers scream and run. Boom! The ladder stockpile on the east side erupts in a massive fireball. 50 men working nearby are thrown through the air by the blast. Burning debris rains down on the camp. Total chaos. Mexican soldiers are running in every direction, trying to figure out what's happening. Officers are shouting contradictory orders. The carefully planned 4-pronged assault is falling apart before it even begins. Santa Anna is screaming. "What is happening? Who is attacking us?" "Find out now." His officers have no answers. The sentries are dead. The artillery is destroyed. The assault equipment is gone. And worst of all, they never saw the enemy. They're fighting ghosts. But Santa Anna didn't become a general by giving up. He's furious, but he's not beaten. He makes a snap decision. We attack now, immediately, before they can sabotage anything else. "All units, charge the Alamo. Take it by storm. If we can't use artillery, we use numbers." His officers relay the orders. Bugles blow the attack signal. 1,800 Mexican soldiers form up and begin the assault. They're disorganized, confused, and frightened. But they're professional soldiers following orders. They charge. From the Alamo walls, the Texans see them coming. Travis turns to his men. "Here they come, boys. Make every shot count." The Texans raise their muskets, waiting for the Mexicans to come into range. Reaper has a different plan. He keys his radio. "All SEAL teams, Phase 2, engage from the rear. Harassment fire. Break their formation." The 4 SEAL teams are still in position around the Mexican camps. As the Mexican soldiers charge away from them toward the Alamo, the SEALs open fire from behind. Suppressed weapons crack. Mexican soldiers in the rear ranks start dropping. The soldiers have no idea where the shots are coming from. They think they're being attacked from behind by a second Texan force. The formations waver. Some soldiers turn around, trying to find the new enemy. Others keep charging forward. The coordination collapses. What should have been a unified assault becomes a disorganized mob. The Mexican soldiers reach musket range. The Texans open fire from the walls. Black powder muskets boom. Smoke fills the air. Mexican soldiers fall. But there are so many of them. The first wave hits the walls. Soldiers throw up ladders, start climbing. This is where the Alamo fell in real history. Overwhelmed by numbers, Texans fighting hand to hand until they died. But this time is different. Reaper and his Team 5 are on the walls with the Texans. As Mexican soldiers reach the top of the ladders, they're met not with bayonets, but with modern rifles and precision fire. A Mexican sergeant crests the wall, musket raised. A SEAL puts 2 rounds in his chest center mass. He falls back, taking 3 men below him down. Another ladder, another climber, another precise shot. The SEALs don't waste ammunition. 1 shot, 1 kill. But the numbers are still overwhelming. Mexican soldiers are getting over the walls in multiple places. They're dropping into the courtyard. This is where it gets desperate. Close quarters battle. The SEALs transition from rifles to a combination of rifles and knives. A Mexican soldier comes through a breach in the wall. A SEAL meets him with a buttstock strike to the face, followed by a knife to the throat. No hesitation, no mercy. This is what SEALs train for. CQB in hostile environments. The Texans fight alongside them. Davy Crockett is swinging his rifle like a club, the legendary Betsy. An older man, still strong, still fierce. A Mexican officer comes at him with a sword. Crockett parries with his rifle. Then a SEAL appears from the side and double taps the officer. Crockett nods his thanks. No time for words. The fighting in the courtyard is brutal. Hand to hand, room to room, corner to corner. The SEALs clear the barracks buildings, the long rooms where the Texans had been sleeping. Mexican soldiers are pushed inside, thinking they've breached the fortress. They're wrong. The SEALs come through doors with flashbangs. The grenades detonate with blinding light and deafening sound. Mexican soldiers drop their muskets, hands over their ears and eyes. The SEALs move through, controlled pairs of shots. 2 to the chest. Move to the next target. Clear the room. Next room. It's methodical. It's efficient. It's terrifying if you're on the receiving end. Within 10 minutes, the barracks are cleared. 40 Mexican soldiers dead. 0 SEAL casualties. Santa Anna sees his assault failing. He's watching from a safe distance through a brass telescope. He can see his men getting slaughtered in the courtyard. He doesn't understand how. The Texans should be out of ammunition by now. They should be overwhelmed. But his soldiers keep falling. He makes a desperate decision. Bring up the remaining artillery. We'll pound the chapel until it collapses. Kill everyone inside. His officers protest. General, we have men inside the fortress. We'll kill our own soldiers. Santa Anna doesn't care. Bring up the guns. Now. The Mexican gunners wheel 4 remaining cannons into position, 500 meters from the Alamo. They're not the proper siege guns that were sabotaged. These are lighter field pieces, but at this range, they can still do damage. Reaper sees the cannons being positioned. He calls Team 4, the sniper team. 4, this is Reaper. I have enemy artillery setting up. Your sector, 500 meters. Can you engage? The team leader responds immediately. Affirmative. We have the shot. 2 SEAL snipers with MK-11 rifles take aim. They're not shooting at the cannons. They're shooting at the gunners, specifically the officers directing the fire. The first sniper fires. The suppressor muffles the crack. A Mexican artillery captain drops 500 meters away. His crew stares in shock. They heard nothing. They saw their captain's head explode. They don't know what happened. The second sniper fires, another gunner down. The artillery crews break and run. They're not cowards, they're smart. You can't fight an enemy you can't see. But Santa Anna has one more card to play. He orders a cavalry charge. 100 Lancers, his best horsemen. They'll sweep around the west side and hit the Alamo from an unexpected angle, breaking through the damaged wall on that side and riding into the courtyard. Cavalry charges are devastating against infantry in the open. The Lancers form up, raise their 9-foot lances, and charge. The ground shakes. It's a magnificent sight. Also a terrible tactical error. Reaper sees them coming. He keys his radio. All teams, we have cavalry, 100 riders, approaching from the west. Concentrate fire. Then he turns to the Texans on that wall. Gentlemen, get down and cover your ears. Things are about to get loud. 3 SEAL machine gunners set up on the west wall. They're carrying M249 SAW light machine guns, belt-fed weapons that fire 750 rounds per minute. They wait until the cavalry are 200 meters away, close enough that they can't turn back, far enough that the horses are bunched together. Then they open fire. The 3 SAWs roar in unison. It's the loudest sound of the battle so far. 2,250 rounds per minute pouring into the cavalry charge. It's a meat grinder. Horses and men fall in waves. The charge disintegrates in seconds. The survivors wheel around and flee. Out of 100 lancers, maybe 20 make it back. The Texans stare in shock. Davy Crockett speaks for all of them. Lord have mercy. That is the devil's own weapon. The battle has been raging for 2 hours. The sun is fully up now. The courtyard is filled with smoke and bodies, but the Alamo still stands. And suddenly, the Mexican assault just stops. Bugles blow retreat. The surviving soldiers fall back, scrambling over the walls, running for their lives. They've had enough. They've lost hundreds of men and gained nothing. Santa Anna watches his army retreat in disorder. He's in shock. This was supposed to be a simple assault, overwhelming force against a doomed garrison. Instead, it's been a disaster. His artillery is destroyed. His elite zapadores are decimated. His cavalry is shattered. And he still doesn't know who or what he's really fighting. He gives the order to fall back and regroup. We will besiege them, starve them out. I will not waste more men on a frontal assault. Inside the Alamo, the defenders cheer. They've won. Against all odds, they've held. Texans embrace each other, crying and laughing. They were supposed to die today. Instead, they live. Colonel Travis finds Reaper. His uniform is covered in powder smoke and blood. None of it his own. Commander, I don't understand what happened here today, but you've saved us all. Reaper shakes his hand. Sir, we did this together. Your men fought like lions. But we're not done yet. Santa Anna still has over 1,000 soldiers. He'll try again. Travis nods. Then we'll be ready. With you and your men beside us, I believe we can hold forever. But Reaper knows they can't hold forever. He does a quick inventory. His SEALs have fired roughly half their ammunition. They have maybe 15,000 rounds left total. The explosives are mostly gone. They have enough for one more major engagement, maybe 2, and they have no resupply, no extraction. They're stuck in 1836. He gathers his team chiefs. Status report. The reports come in. 2 SEALs wounded, none seriously. Ammunition at 50%. Explosives at 20%. All weapons functional. Water and food critical. They've been operating for 6 hours straight with no break. The SEALs are elite, but they're still human. They need rest, food, and water. And the Texans are in worse shape. They're exhausted, starving, and low on black powder and shot. 3 days pass. Santa Anna maintains the siege, but doesn't attack. His soldiers are demoralized. They've seen their comrades die mysteriously. They've faced weapons they can't understand. Rumors spread through the camp. The Texans have allied with demons. The Alamo is cursed. Some soldiers desert in the night. Santa Anna is furious, but he can't stop it. Meanwhile, inside the Alamo, an interesting thing happens. The SEALs and Texans become brothers. They share stories, teach each other skills. A SEAL medic treats Jim Bowie's typhoid with modern antibiotics from his medical kit. Bowie's fever breaks for the first time in a week. He sits up, drinks water, and smiles. "Son, you've worked a miracle." The medic shrugs. "Just medicine, sir." But to Bowie, it is a miracle. Davy Crockett becomes fascinated with the MK-18 carbine. A SEAL shows him how it works, how to load a magazine, how to aim with the red dot sight. Crockett fires a few practice rounds into a target. He whoops with joy. By God, a man could hunt squirrels at 300 yards with this contraption. The SEAL laughs. "We usually hunt bigger game than squirrels, sir." Crockett grins. "Son, I imagine you do." Colonel Travis asks Reaper the question they've all been wondering. "Commander, how did you come to be here? What magic brought you?" Reaper tells him the truth. "I don't know, sir. One moment we were on a training mission. The next, we were here. I think someone or something sent us to change history." Travis considers this. "If you change history here, what happens to your world?" Reaper shakes his head. "I don't know that either, but I know we can't abandon you." On the morning of day 4, a messenger arrives under a white flag. He's from Santa Anna. He carries a letter. Colonel Travis reads it aloud. The letter offers terms. Santa Anna will allow all defenders to leave the Alamo. They may go in peace, unarmed, with a promise not to fight again. In exchange, the strangers, the ones with the devil weapons, must surrender to him. He wants to understand what they are. He promises they will not be harmed. It's a lie, of course, but it's an interesting lie. It means Santa Anna is afraid. Travis looks at Reaper. "Commander, he wants you, not us. You could end this." Reaper reads the letter again. Then he tears it in half. "Sir, we don't negotiate with terrorists. And Santa Anna is a dictator who's executing prisoners and burning towns. We don't surrender to men like that." Travis smiles. "I hoped you'd say that." His answer to Santa Anna is simple. "Come and take us." Santa Anna receives the response and explodes in rage. He's the president of Mexico. He offered mercy. They spat in his face. He issues new orders. No more siege. All-out assault. Every soldier, every weapon. At dawn tomorrow, we take the Alamo or die trying. His officers try to dissuade him. "General, we could wait them out. They must be running low on supplies." Santa Anna won't hear it. His pride is wounded. Tomorrow, final assault. Prepare everything. That night, Reaper and Travis plan the defense. They know they can't hold against an all-out assault of 1,500 men, not with depleted ammunition. But maybe they don't have to hold. Maybe they just have to make it so costly that Santa Anna gives up. Reaper has an idea. It's risky, but everything about this situation is risky. The plan requires all the remaining C4 explosive. The SEALs have maybe 20 pounds left. Not much, but enough. They're going to rig the chapel. If the Mexicans overrun the Alamo, if they push into the final strong point, the SEALs will detonate the chapel with the enemy inside. It's a scorched earth tactic. If we can't hold it, no one gets it. Travis objects. "Commander, that chapel has stood for 100 years. It's sacred." Reaper meets his eyes. "Sir, with respect, it's stone and mortar. Your men's lives are sacred." If it comes down to blowing the chapel or watching your men die, I'm blowing the chapel. Travis eventually nods. Do what you must. The SEALs spend the night rigging demolitions. Charges in the walls, under the floor, in the bell tower, all wired to a single detonator. Reaper keeps the detonator on his vest. Dead man's switch. If he falls, the chapel stands. If he presses the button, it comes down. March 10th, 1836. Dawn. The final assault begins. Every remaining Mexican soldier attacks at once. No tactics, no finesse, just a human wave. They swarm the walls like ants. The Texans fire their muskets, but there are too many targets. The SEALs fire controlled bursts, making every round count. But the Mexicans keep coming. They accept casualties as the price of victory. They're over the walls in a dozen places, fighting in the courtyard, pushing toward the chapel. This is it. The last stand. Reaper calls his teams. Fall back to the chapel. Fighting retreat. All units, rally on me. The SEALs and Texans fall back in stages, some firing while others move. Classic bounding overwatch. They reach the chapel. Bar the doors. Prepare for siege. Mexican soldiers surround the chapel. They're firing through windows, trying to burn down the wooden doors. Santa Anna is with them now, personally directing the assault. He wants to be there when the last defenders fall. He wants to see the strangers die. Inside the chapel, it's chaos. 50 SEALs and maybe 60 surviving Texans backed against the final wall. They're firing out the windows, but ammunition is almost gone. Reaper checks his magazine. 5 rounds left. He looks at his team chiefs. They shake their heads. All at 5 rounds or less. It's over. They've run dry. He looks at Travis. The colonel is bleeding from a shoulder wound, but he's still standing, still fighting. Sir, it's been an honor. Travis nods. The honor is mine, Commander. History will remember this. Then Reaper hears something. A sound that doesn't belong in 1836. The whop, whop, whop of helicopter rotors. He looks up. Through the broken roof of the chapel, he sees the impossible. An MH-60 Black Hawk helicopter hovering above the Alamo. It's modern. It's American. And it's dropping ropes. A voice booms from a loudspeaker on the helicopter. SEAL Team 3, you are extracted. Get your people on the ropes, now. That's an order. Reaper doesn't question miracles twice. He starts shouting. SEALs, prepare for fast rope extraction. Texans, grab onto a SEAL and hold on tight. We're getting out of here. The Texans don't understand, but they trust these men. They grab onto SEALs. The SEALs clip into the fast ropes and start ascending. The Mexicans watch in stunned disbelief as the defenders rise into the sky, pulled up by an impossible flying machine. Santa Anna stares, his mouth open. He doesn't even order his men to fire. They couldn't hit the helicopter anyway. It's too high, too fast. Within 2 minutes, all 110 defenders are aboard. The Black Hawk banks away and accelerates. Inside, the crew chief is shouting over the rotor noise. Welcome aboard, Commander. You've been gone for 6 days. We've been looking everywhere. Reaper is confused. 6 days? We've been here for 2 weeks. The crew chief shakes his head. Time dilation, temporal physics. The eggheads will explain it. But you're going home. The Texans are clutching the sides of the helicopter, terrified and amazed. Davy Crockett starts laughing like a madman. Lord almighty, I'm flying. The helicopter crosses into modern-day Texas airspace. Below, San Antonio is a sprawling city. The Alamo is a museum. The year is 2024. The SEALs made it home. But what about the Texans? The crew chief has an answer. We've got a team waiting. Historians, doctors, psychologists. We're going to take care of them, figure out what to do. Can't exactly send them back. Reaper looks at Travis and Crockett and Bowie. These men were supposed to die. Now they're alive, in a world 200 years ahead of their time. Travis speaks quietly. Commander, what happened back there? Did we win? Reaper doesn't know how to answer. He settles for the truth. Sir, you held the Alamo. You didn't lose. That's a kind of winning. 3 months later, historians notice something odd. The Mexican archives contain a report from Santa Ana dated March 10, 1836. It describes an assault on the Alamo that failed catastrophically. It mentions defenders who wielded weapons of sorcery and demons who flew away into the sky. It mentions that Santa Ana abandoned the siege and retreated back to Mexico, his army demoralized and broken. The Texas Revolution ended not with the fall of the Alamo, but with Mexico's withdrawal. Texas won independence 3 months earlier than in our timeline. The Mexican-American War never happened the same way. The borders of the United States shifted. California and New Mexico became part of Texas instead. History changed, but in subtle ways. Ways that don't erase the modern world, but alter it slightly. The Texans, Travis and Crockett and Bowie and the others, they can never go home to their own time. They live now in a special facility where they're learning about the future. They're adjusting. Crockett loves television. Travis is fascinated by law books. Bowie, fully recovered from typhoid, has taken up cooking. They miss their time, but they're alive. And sometimes that's enough. The SEALs went back to their regular duties. They don't talk about what happened. It's classified at a level that doesn't have a name. But they know. They changed history. They saved the Alamo. And in a museum in San Antonio, there's a new exhibit, a piece of stone from the chapel wall with a bullet hole in it, a hole that's perfectly round, too small for a musket ball, too precise for any weapon of 1836. The placard says it's unexplained. The curators don't know what caused it. But the SEALs know, and so do we. What other battles need rewriting? What other last stands need a second chance? Drop your ideas in the comments. Tell us which heroes you want to see saved, which villains you want to see stopped, which turning points of history you want to see turned a different way. Your idea could be our next video. Hit subscribe and join us as we rewrite history one battle at a time. Because the past isn't set in stone, and neither is the future. See you next time.